Yeah, I suppose the big thing is that it's Cup week, which is good, and we've had 9 games in 29 days, so nearly 3 games a week, and it's been so intense. And there's been, obviously, winning the 6 league games in a row was phenomenal, and particularly I think Friday night, the fact that the gas energies were low, and I suppose Derry were hanging on, they were killing time. The lads were trying to dig in there, and their spirit and their attitude and the type of players they are this year, they just dug deep. And I think you could even see that when we equalised, they ran for the ball straight away, because they're sensing we can get a winner here. And I think that shows what great attitude and spirit is in the team. And it was a fantastic 3 points for us, and to have 6 wins in a row, it keeps us right in there. But more importantly, it shows our supporters, I think, that there's a real bit between the teeth, spirit, attitude amongst these players, and they're never beaten, and they show that. And that's why it was a fantastic end to the last 6 games, and it was a breather to have the last couple of days off and let them off, because they hadn't a day off in over a month. And so it was it was great from that, a few days off, and refocus now this week on the cup tie on Friday night.
You mentioned spirit. Is spirit stronger in the side this year than last year?
Well, the results are showing that it is. Is the team better? I never want to be because any player that's played for me, this club has been fantastic. Even players that have even moved on, and they've always given what I've asked of them. But obviously, we've dug out really difficult wins. If you look at the teams we've played in the last 6, certainly we've beaten Rovers, Pats, Bows, and Derry. 3, 4 of the top 4 or 5 other sides. So it shows that there's tremendous ability in the team, and at the end of the day, to hang in there, to come back and win the match. And as I said, when we equalised the last night, straight away 2 fellas, Danny Morrissey and Sean Maguire, ran for the ball to get it back to the halfway line. A draw wasn't good enough. They wanted to win. I think that's says massive things about the team, and and I keep saying, I think our supporters can see that. So it's the most important thing is keep their feet on the ground and keep working hard. And but there is a great spirit amongst the lads. There's no doubt about that.
You expect many changes for Friday?
Well, to be fair, St. Peter's at Lone, it's a great game for them. I know a lot about their club. They were formed in the 80s, and I know some of their players and their backroom staff, and they're a fantastic junior club. They really worked hard over the years. They've been in the FAI Junior Final. They got beaten in the FAI Junior Semi-Final this year, and they've quite a few guys that play with that low, and a few that have been in the army. But it's a fantastic occasion for them. Do you start again, Lisa?
No, I have that, sorry. Thanks, John.
Okay. But it's fantastic for them, to come. It's their first time. They've been in the FAI Cup, first, second round before, but they haven't drawn a Premier club, and I suppose, it's the icing on the cake, coming to Cork, playing in Turner's Cross, and obviously it's a David versus Goliath clash, and we have to be treated with the respect they deserve. But obviously it's a massive opportunity for us to get to the next round, and we will make some changes, all right. We won't make as many as we would have done for the League Cup, but we will make some changes, definitely.
John, from supporters' point of view, and being at the game again last Friday night, it was a fairly anxious final 10 minutes. The clock was running out and we were a goal down. But I think it's only fair to say that clubs coming to Turner's Cross, a 1-goal and 2-goal lead is not enough to beat Cork City, because City have come back from being 1 and 2 down on a few occasions this year. There's a tremendous fighting spirit there within the team to get back and equalise, and even to come looking for the winner last Friday night was a tremendous achievement.
Yeah.
And okay, we spoke about the supporters before and how they're willing the team on. And what's life like in the dugout for yourself, the assistant manager and the physio and the background team? You know, is it mixed emotions? Are you going through anxious times when you're a goal down, you're looking for the equaliser, or then hopefully the winner to come along?
Yeah, well, I suppose the pressure is intense, and everyone knows how crucial it is for our club to be up challenging at the top of the table and trying to win trophies. And I keep saying that it's certainly from a manager's point of view. Someone said to me after the game the other night, you know, it's better a finish like that than win the game 4-0. From a manager's point of view, it's not. It's much better for your heart if you're 4-0 up rather than trying to chase 2 goals in the last 5 minutes. But but to answer the question, I suppose there's no doubt if you looked at the other night and looked at the way the game went, teams are playing cagey. They're coming down to Turner's Cross. They're delaying, trying to kill the clock down, playing for a draw, hitting on the counter attack. But overall in the game we played quite well and we created quite a few chances and we didn't go ahead, and that was the disappointing. And then we conceded a goal, and then you're chasing the game. But I think you can see that we have a hardcore of 3,000 that come week in, week out, and they've been fanatical, and definitely you can never underestimate the part that they play. And I think when you looked at the other night, the noise levels in the atmosphere, they could sense in the last 20 minutes that we were on top. There was chances we hadn't scored, but they could still sense that if we got the equaliser, anything was possible. And the crowd had a massive part to play as well on Friday night. So I think a finish like that shows the spirit in the team, but also shows the supporters how important they are, rowing behind the team, urging the lads on. And so from that point of view, it's all good. You as a management team, obviously, and the background team, when you win, you look back on areas of the match and we analyse what we didn't do well in the game. We analyse why we conceded, but at the same time, there was a lot of positive stuff and there was a lot of fantastic play by our team. And at the end of the day, we created 9 chances against Derry, which was a lot against a team that don't concede much, and it's particularly against players of McBride, Barry, Doherty and Gold, top brilliant players. So but from our point of view, it was a phenomenal 3 points to pull out in the end, and as I keep saying, with this team you play to the final whistle, and that was the most important thing.
Yeah, that was obvious again last Friday night, because the supporters and the team on the field weren't just happy enough with the draw. The battle went on to win the game. And there must have been tremendous pressure on the Derry City goalkeeper,
Yeah, well, Doherty's one of the top goalkeepers in the league. He's been around a long time. He's very good, and there was. But I suppose it's if we look at the bigger picture, people have said that Dundalk have been the best team ever in this league. They've won the league twice and they've won the double last year. We've been the only team that has given them a run. We've come from nowhere, and we've built well. And we've pushed them all the way, but they have been that bit better. And this year already, it's looking like we are the only team that's going to give them a run, and we know that, and we have to stay in there. And from our point of view, we made a lot of changes to the squad this year to bring players in that can challenge every week, and we're certainly hopeful and confident that we can stay in there this year and push them all the way. And so because a lot of the other teams have fallen away, and if we don't do that, I think they'll have an easy run into the league. So it's very important for us to make sure that doesn't happen, and that we can hang in there right till the end of October, and that's been our goal from the start of the season.
John, different competition, but as you said, an opportunity to progress in the cup. But how important is winning Friday night to maintain that momentum?
Yeah, well, I think the Friday night is different because the cup is different, because it's a different type of game, and everyone knows it's a one-off. I think really, from our point of view, it's not to be complacent, because at the end of the day, if you don't show a team respect, if you are complacent, that's when upsets happen. So from our point of view, while I'm saying we'll make a few changes, we will, because obviously there's fellas chomping at the bit who need to play, and they want to show their stuff and that. But from being in the final last year in the Diva, which was a fantastic occasion for the club, we would love to get back there again. And obviously we know we have a massive opportunity to win on Friday night, because the difference between a professional club and a non-league club, not only is their fitness, the quality and the ability wise is totally different, but at the same time you have to do it on the pitch, and that's why on Friday night I'd expect a big performance from our lads, and particularly the lads who will come in as well, because I think there's an opportunity for us to win and potentially get a few goals, and that's what we're looking at.
Yeah, because we talked about this before, the fact that it's almost like squad rotation rather than your first 11 and your bench. Like the lads that will come in will have a lot to prove themselves.
They will, because I suppose the beauty is what is your first 11. If you look around, and even in the management, we discuss, and is this fella ahead of that fella? Because a lot of time, the quality of a lot of the players are in similar positions, are very similar. And they're very good. It's just maybe you might fancy that 1 week or 2 weeks that this guy is doing better than another guy, or a guy might lose a bit of form. But like if you look at the quality of the players that we have, particularly in the forward areas, and you have Beatty, Shawnee and Shep last week, and then you have likes of Danny comes on, Marky comes on, causes havoc, Dooley comes on and does brilliant, and Ian didn't get off the bench. You know what I mean? So in forward positions you have lots of options, and then obviously Garrod Morrissey got injured a couple of weeks ago, and Gavin has come back in and taken his place. Gary Buckley's come back in from missing the start of the season, and then you have Colin challenging for Greg. So great competition, and it's fantastic. And I suppose if you look at the bigger picture, we brought in Owen Conley early in the year, and Owen was fantastic for us and did great for us, but in the last 6 league games that we've won, the 6 league games in a row, Owen hasn't played in any of them, and no one has said a word. And so it just shows you that there's real quality there and real competition for places, and that's the big difference, is that a lot of the lads are of the highest standard, and when one goes out, the next fella comes in and he does the business, and that's what you need.
And what's the squad update at this point in the week after training this morning?
I suppose the fact that you're winning, and in fairness to our physios and in fairness to our strength and conditioning guy Kevin Tatton, our injury situation this year has been phenomenal, and they have we've worked really hard on recovery after games, and we haven't picked up many injuries at all. So our selection for the matches, we've nearly had everyone available, which is good. So we've a few. The boys have been off for a few days. They come in this morning. They've trained very hard, and they're all looking to play. So thankfully, at the moment, it looks like we'll have a full squad to pick from. So so we'll wait close to the game and decide what team we'll pick. But it looks like everyone's going to be available, bar John Cavan, obviously. So so that's a good position for me to be in.
So a player like Garrod Morrissey, after coming back from injury, will he figure this Friday night?
Probably Garrod is, even though he did like training this morning.
Give him another week.
Yeah, I won't risk him this week. Yeah.
When John Cavan expected back?
God. I'd love to have him back just after the break. I hope he can make that. Psychologically, it's a massive injury he's had, because he's after missing a full year, and you don't want to rush anyone, and everyone around here loves Cavan. We all want him back, and he's training with us at the moment, light training may I say, but I don't really want to put any time on him, because the guy wants to be back next week, and it's impossible for him to be back, and but I'd love if he was back for the second half of the season, and that's what we're hoping for, and but we have to give him every chance, because he's a very serious operation.
Well, Danny, I'd say after a day off or a few days, whatever you got, coming back this morning was good after Friday night.
Yeah, it was great. Buzz in the dressing room with the lads this morning coming in. Obviously, it was a big win the other night. Obviously, it was a special feeling getting 2 late goals in the game, and saw there the last 2 or 3 minutes. The atmosphere is unbelievable, and as well as our 3 points.
And I mean, it blew up even online. I wasn't at the match, to be honest with you, but I could see from a distance how big it was, and the post-match dressing room must have been unreal as well.
Obviously, yes. Obviously, we need the 3 points to keep the pressure on Dundalk. Obviously, they had a big one yesterday, but we can only control ourselves. Every league game, we're looking to get 3 points, obviously, to keep the pressure on them. The
focus now to the cup game this week, it's a completely different type of game. So how are you preparing for that?
Obviously, it's going to be a big deal for them. Obviously, their junior side coming down to Turner's Cross. They'll be looking forward to it. But we just got to prepare properly all week now and get the job done.
And what do you know them?
I just know they're a junior side from Athlone, is it? That's all I know.
Yeah.
Never heard of them.
I suppose what's important for you is completely looking at yourselves and not, as John said, get complacent.
Obviously, yeah, we got to get a good weekend now. Obviously, John's going to make a few changes for the lads that haven't been playing as well. But we just gotta get our stuff done during the week and take nothing for granted and go out and win the game.
And it's a huge competition, and last year proved to you how important it can be as well. Like.
It's a massive day out, the cup final. You seen that last year. I think there was 25,000 at the game. It's a great experience. A lot of young lads after coming in now again this year. So we'll be looking to do as best as we can in the competition again this year, starting with Friday.